I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male. A 12-year-old. At 12, they don't even know what their next meal gonna be. They don't have it figured out yet. He might meet a woman, anything at 16 and fall in love with her. But it's be gone. How you gonna, like, bro, you going too far, dog. Don't cut his off, bro. Like, bro, for real. If you gonna be gay, let him be gay. But don't cut his.
It all began with a video no one expected to see, not from King Harris. The son of rap icons T.I and Tiny had always been known for his loud personality, quick temper, and that bold confidence that made headlines. He was the kid who spoke his mind, no matter who liked it or not. But this time, what surfaced online was far from his usual behavior. It wasn't another playful clip or a harmless outburst. It was something serious, something that crossed a line and left both fans and his family stunned. The video appeared late one Friday night, spreading across the internet faster than wildfire. In just a few hours, it was everywhere: blogs, gossip pages, and Twitter feeds. The footage didn't show King flaunting jewelry or bragging about fame like before. Instead, it showed chaos, shouting, and what looked like a dangerous situation. The details were blurry, but one thing was clear. This was not the image of a confident young man in control. It was raw, uncomfortable, and painful to watch. Social media lit up instantly. Some people joked about it. Others were worried. But the loudest reaction came from one man, Boosie Badazz. Never one to stay quiet, Boosie went live within hours of the video dropping. He laughed, shook his head, and said, "T.I better get his boy under control. King think he's a gangster till he meets a real one." His words cut through the internet like a knife, sharp, mocking, and designed to sting. People flooded his comments section, reacting fast. Some thought he was just being real, saying what others were thinking. But many felt it was cruel, that making fun of a young man's struggle was a step too far. Even those who weren't fans of King could tell something deeper was going on. The laughter and trolling hid something darker, a family in pain. Behind the scenes, T.I was furious. Not only because his son was being dragged, but because the world was turning his family's pain into entertainment. T.I had always been proud of King's strong personality, his confidence, his independence, his drive. But now that same attitude was hurting him. Tiny, meanwhile, was heartbroken. Watching her son crumble under public judgment was every mother's nightmare. She'd raised him under the spotlight, but nothing prepared her for this kind of attention. While the family tried to deal with the fallout, Boosie kept fanning the flames. He posted more videos, more jokes, and even took shots directly at T.I. "You can't raise no street dude in a mansion," he said. That boy confused. It wasn't just about the video anymore. It had turned personal. T.I and Boosie's friendship had already been shaky. They'd once been cool, even talked about collaborating. But jealousy, pride, and time had turned respect into rivalry. Now with this scandal, old wounds reopened. And this time, the fight wasn't just between two rappers. It involved their children, their pride, and their legacies. Online, the mockery grew. People dug up old interviews and posts where King had bragged about being from the trenches. Even though he grew up in luxury, they made memes, called him fake, and laughed at his attempts to act tough. But behind that image was a teenager struggling with something real: identity. King had grown up in fame, but wanted validation from the streets. He wanted to prove he was his own person, not just T.I.'s son. But now the world was using that very desire against him. Days later, T.I finally spoke out. Instead of going live or yelling, he posted a quiet message on Instagram. "We all fall. What matters is how we get back up. My son's got a good heart. He's learning. Pray for him." It was calm, heartfelt, and mature. But people wanted drama. They wanted a reaction, something fiery. And eventually they got it. During a surprise Instagram live, T.I appeared visibly emotional. His voice was firm but filled with pain. "Y'all think it's funny, huh?" he said. "Ain't nothing funny about watching your child struggle. Ain't nothing funny about seeing the internet clown a young man who's still trying to figure himself out." Then he looked straight at the camera and said, "Boosie, you know better. You're a father too." The silence after that moment said everything. You could feel the pain, not of a celebrity, but of a dad watching his family fall apart in front of millions. But Boosie didn't back down. He doubled down instead, laughing and replying, "I said what I said. You raise your son, I'll raise mine." And just like that, the internet split in half. Half the fans sided with Boosie, calling him honest. The other half defended T.I, saying he was showing real strength by protecting his family. What started as gossip had now turned into a public debate about parenting, fame, and the way social media feeds on other people's pain. Behind the cameras, things were worse. Sources close to the family said King was struggling deeply. He felt humiliated, angry, and trapped. Every time he tried to move on, someone brought up the video. Every post he made turned into a reminder of his lowest moment. The weight of it all was breaking him down. For weeks he stayed quiet, avoiding public appearances and keeping to himself. But then something changed. A second video appeared. Not leaked, but recorded intentionally. In it, King wasn't loud or defensive. He was calm, almost soft-spoken. "People think they know me," he said, "but they don't. They don't know what it's like growing up with everybody watching, judging, waiting for you to mess up. I'm not perfect. I just want peace." For the first time, people saw him differently. The tough image faded, and The tough image faded, and what they saw instead was a young man who had been overwhelmed by pressure and expectation. Even Boosie went quiet for a while. Maybe it finally hit him that behind all the jokes, there was a kid trying to find his place in a world that wanted him to fail. Tiny shared the clip with a simple broken heart emoji. T.I followed with another post. "Growth starts when pain hits hardest." It was short but powerful. Still, the internet is never satisfied. Some called it damage control, claiming the family was trying to fix their image. And as if on cue, Boosie resurfaced again saying, "That's PR talk. Y'all buying it?" The story reignited. Blogs debated, podcasts dissected, and fans argued again. Was King truly changing? Or was it all just for show? Then came an unexpected twist. One of Boosie's longtime friends went live and publicly criticized him. He said, "You can't clown a kid just to stay relevant. That's wrong, even for Boosie." Fans started to agree. Slowly the tone shifted. What once was laughter turned into a serious discussion about parenting, mental health, and how cruel the internet can be toward young people who make mistakes in public. Meanwhile, King began to focus on himself. He posted small, heartfelt clips about growth and self-awareness. No fancy cars, no expensive chains, just honesty. For the first time, the world saw King Harris, the person, not the persona. Then something no one expected happened. T.I and Boosie, after months of tension, were spotted together at a private charity event in Atlanta. Cameras caught them shaking hands. There weren't any smiles, but the gesture spoke volumes. Maybe they both realized they'd gone too far. Maybe they understood that their feud had turned into a lesson neither of them wanted to teach. A few days later, T.I posted a simple photo. Him and King walking side by side. No caption. Just the image. Fans filled the comments with support. That's real fatherhood. Bro.